aka Poet Just Robert with X-Poze-ing Music Awards 2016 radio station, and I'm here with my fabulous TC Eckstein vocalist. How you doing today, TC?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing wonderful. Very excited and happy to be back here in Chicago. And I feel the awards show went so wonderful last night. And what we're doing today just went over so great. Just fantastic.
Wonderful.
And working with you has been the ultimate fun ride.
I tell you what,
Six Flags
TC,
or
you know,
something.
when they put you and I together as far as hosting this X-Poze-ing 2016 Music Awards, they really did an awesome job because the chemistry was so great.
Yeah.
And we had the opportunity to come here and interview our artists that performed. And now, at this time, guess what we're doing? We're videoing each other. So, with saying that, TC, could you please tell the audience out there a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, my name is TC Eckstein, vocalist. I'm originally from Springfield, Massachusetts, and I grew up in a major, big jazz family. My grandfather has a famous history. His name is Billy Eckstein. He was really huge back in the Harlem Renaissance era in New York City, and he's from Pittsburgh too. And Billy Eckstein was a crooner. He was like the African American, I'd just say black, but he was like the black crooner of that era. Like, you know, like they have Frank Sinatra. He was the black Frank Sinatra. That's the way. That's the way I look at him. If you listen to his music, he drove the women crazy. Plus, he's a very handsome dude, I must say so for myself.
Okay.
So, my dad and my brother, they kept up with the training of the jazz. And you know, and my brother, he passed away in January, God rest his soul, but he kept it going after my father died back in '85. And he's always been my major supporter.
Wow.
And I really now, since he passed away, just actually before he passed away in January, I was planning there was a big concert I was offered at a place called the Bing Art Center in Springfield, Massachusetts. And to get booked there is not easy. So I was given that, but I had to get my own band behind me. So I was getting my brother's pointers and all his connections because he worked at the radio station for over 32 years. And he's also was a drummer and he played saxophone. So he was assembling a group for me of his favorite top, he called them cats, you know, jazz cats. He said, I'm going to get you the right people behind you and everything. And then suddenly, well, it was unexpected, but then he passed away. So we turned the event into becoming his tribute, a concert which ended up becoming a tribute concert in his honor. And it went over so very well. But I mean, we all grew up in Catholic school, but I grew up in the choir. But our choir, it was unique. It was a gospel choir combined with a separate time frame where there was traditional Catholic music we sang, and then there was a different, like there was like, how you call it, like
different genre.
Yeah, we had the gospel choir because certain members, there were black Catholic apostolates that came for a different mass. So we sang and we traveled around when I was little, and then as I got older, I still always maintained the jazz, of course, you know, that was embedded in my brain since I was a baby. And then, throughout my life, I was very, you know, into gospel music and choir music, but my brother, when he went off into the Coast Guard, he was assembling the music collection my father started. So he had albums that could fill this theater that we're sitting in right now in boxes full. And when he was gone in the Coast Guard for 8 years, he left the collection at home with me. And I went through all those records and I just kept listening to them and studying them and practicing with them. And I got to know, he had everything in there, not just jazz. I mean, he had the emotions in there. He had Tina Marie jazz in there. He had Astrud Gilberto, Brazilian jazz music. And then, of course, all the Dizzy Gillespie, Billy Eckstein, Billie Holiday, Betty Carter, you know, all the greats. And Denise Williams, then you got Natalie Cole.
Yeah.
So I learned all that stuff, and it
Wow.
just
So,
yeah.
so it's like in listening to you, it's like you got self-trained by the music that he left there.
Yeah, well, self-trained, and also I was put in music schools.
Yes,
And I had the
yes.
church choir. I had a magnificent choir director
Okay.
at church that he stuck with us through years, and I stayed faithful at my church until it closed,
Uh-huh.
which was maybe 10 years ago.
Wow.
And when it closed, you know, he had that choir director. He had returned to the church a couple of years prior, and he died just before it closed. So
Yes.
it was. Yeah, but
Well,
I mean, it just all stayed here, you
Yeah,
know.
well, that's awesome, TC. It seems as though that you are so rounded and your core is jazz music. I was listening to you. You named these many artists from past and from present that you have listened to that really tailored your style.
Yes.
I have listened to your music. You have a very, very, very unique style.
Thank
and
you.
and that's what I like, you know, about you and everything, because what was so potent and what's so outstanding about post-production, post-record is that we get artists from all over,
Yes.
different genres that have unique styles or whatever, and these are unsigned artists.
Exactly.
So I tell you what, we want the artists to get signed, but I tell you what, we're gonna enjoy them while they're here with post-production, post-records, and we're gonna help them to further their career as best as we can and use the tools that are on the post site and everything. So tell us, TC, I know that you got a lot of things going on, and could you briefly tell us what's next for you?
Well, you know, I've actually, in speaking on artists being signed and whatnot, I've been with Pose for quite some time, for a number of years now, and I've had the offers with the major labels, and outside of Pose, I've had offers with major labels. I personally have not gone with them yet because I am not ready for that. There are certain mainstream labels I don't want to sign with,
Okay.
and I prefer to be indie, and hopes to one day maybe attain my own label.
Okay.
I got a lot in the works. You know, I have the TV show going on. You
Okay.
know, I have I'm working with different people in different studios that
Okay.
are collaborating, and
Yes.
you know, I'm affiliated with Black Women in Jazz in Georgia, and Women in South Florida, Women in Jazz South Florida, and it's just I like the ability to be able to do what you want when you want, you know, and
You
not
know,
be.
I'm listening to you. I'm
So
listening to
it's
you.
not that I'm not
Yeah.
interested in being contracted out to somebody, but I'm very comfortable here. And the Post family is just—it's a family.
You know,
It's
that
a
is
family.
awesome. And see, that's what the artists need to hear. What you're basically telling us is that you had all these offers from
Yes.
other record labels, but
Still getting them.
But because of the way post-production is set up, you decided to stay with
Yeah,
post-production.
and take my time, and maybe I'll go on with some other label, maybe I won't, maybe I'll have my own label, maybe I'll just continue on with Pose. I mean, people need to realize that, you know, it's your choice.
Yes.
It's your choice. The music you create is your choice. It's your craft, it's your talent, it's your ability. You have to be very careful today and what you do.
Yes.
And who you associate yourself with, and what you
Yes.
want to get mixed up in, because not just because there are people out there to take your money, but because if you sign into certain things, your requirements change.
Yes,
And
yes.
then they also want to change who you are. They might want to
Wow.
change, you know, who you are, and shape you into a different kind of artist. It's like,
Yeah.
you got these mainstream artists that are like knockoffs of each other, and you know, I'm just not that category. Like
Yeah,
I
alright.
told you, I did
Basically-
a gospel jazz album, but I do jazz albums, and they cross with inspirational music. They cross with hip hop. They cross with neo soul. They cross with elements of rock. They cross with a little bit of everything, and I enjoy being that way, and I enjoy the versatility. And you know, like we've interviewed Sylvia Frederick earlier, and she said she enjoys that cross, and that's who she is, and it wasn't accepted everywhere. So you know, the church and different atmospheres and people that were in her life, and it made her she's self-defining herself, and so this the direction. I'm very much on that same path that she's
good.
on.
That's good. So basically, you're telling us is that you're not the one. You're satisfied with Pose. So what I want to do right now, because I know that the interview is just about over, but I'm pretty sure that everybody out there want to know, how did you find out about Pose?
Well, Pose found out about me because I was all on Reverb Nation.
Okay.
And I really had high hopes for Reverb Nation, and I'm not trying to knock Reverb Nation or anything they do, because I'm still with Reverb Nation. I've been their #1 jazz artist in Westfield, Massachusetts for over, since 2010 when I got with them. 2009, 2010 I signed up with them, and I've stayed #1.
Okay.
And but I expected a lot from them because they advertised, well, we have this offer, we can get you this radio show, time, we can get you to be booked and do this major concert. They offered you Hard Rock Cafe, but they have such an enormous, I don't know if it's that they have such an enormous amount of people that are part of Pose or whatever it is, but it's a very minute, select amount of people that get chosen for certain things they do. So I realized that they're more like, kind of like the American Idol syndrome that's going on, like The Voice and stuff.
Okay.
They're picky, choosy, and only one out of millions is going to make it.
Okay.
And you don't have that opportunity with them like you do with Pose.
Okay, so that's how you discovered
That's how
Pose. Because you was invited. Okay.
Yeah, they invited me. I checked them out. I did the research, and bam, I was like, let me give it a shot. And then it took off from there, and we built a relationship, and it's just been heaven ever since. And I ain't going nowhere.
How long you been with Pose?
I'd say 2009, I think, because I was with the Kevin Sharp group when I first came on board, and I left the Kevin Sharp group in 2010. So I think 2008, 2009-ish is, I was still with the Kevin Sharp group when I signed up with Pose, and I even got the Kevin Sharp group to sign up with Pose.
Wow,
and
that's awesome.
Then I went solo, and I just continued on with Pose.
Wow,
And,
TC, you appear, well, you are a very, very rounded artist, and that's what we're looking for, because we're looking for seasoned artists that can help these younger artists that are trying to come through, so they can hear our stories as far as how did we discover Pose? How did they discover us?
Yes.
So in saying that, I want you to let the audience know how can they find out more about you, and then I want you to take us on out of here and just give us a little something. You know what I'm saying? Let me go and close out right now. Hey, look, you've been listening to X-Poze-ing Music Awards 2016 radio station. Your host, Robert Lee Terry, aka Poet Just Robert, and we have been interviewing TC Eckstein, vocalist.
That's right.
I got it right that time. And I'm stepping on out. She's gonna take us on home. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. Lady TC Eckstein, vocalist here. You can look me up on Google, where it will interconnect you with my Twitter, my Facebook, my websites, and everything. And just drop the lady. If you really are looking to find me, just go with TC, then space ECKSTEIN, and vocal with ESE on the end, vocalist. TC Eckstein, vocalist. I'm on Blogspot. I'm on all those sites. So you'll find me. Just Google me. And the main site, check me out on is poseproductions.com. I have my own TV show, which is partnered with Pose, and we are looking also to get more artists. I've already started establishing artists on the TC Eckstein Cafe TV show, where they're spotlighted and featured, and you can know more about them and find out more about Pose and watching the TV show, which also is aired on Pose TV. So, we are interconnected with everything with Pose. And those are the websites you can find me at. And on YouTube, you can just type in TC ECKSTEIN Sings. That's how you get me on Twitter and on YouTube. The other sites are TC Eckstein Vocalese. And sing a little doohickey.
just real small.
Just a little taste.
Just give us a little something.
Okay. This is a song that one of my influential artists sang, Tina Marie. that she put it on her CD called Star Child, and it was the last song, and it's a gospel song, and she did it kind of a cappella. But I kind of adopted it because I used to listen to her music, and one day I just was letting the whole CD run through, and when that came on, it kind of gave me an awakening to go back to getting into my relationship stronger with the Lord. So I always like to just bring that one out. So
Okay.
here we go with Light. Last night Jesus shined his heavenly light through my window in the dark of night. He made me see all of the joys his love could bring. He makes my spirit move endlessly. I am a child of his heavens. Hallelujah. My Jesus died for me. Thank you, Father, for all the songs you've given me. Thank you.
This has been Robert Terry with the X-Poze-ing Music Awards radio station signing off. Thank you.